Hi and welcome to the conflict management training session. Just so everyone has an understanding, I would like to give you all a brief on what conflict management is. Conflict management is a practice of being able to identify and handle conflict sensibly, fairly and efficiently. Since conflicts in a business are a natural part of the workplace, it is important that there are people who understand conflicts and know how to resolve them. This is important in today's market more than ever. Everyone is striving to show how valuable they are to the company they work for, and at times this can lead to disputes with other members of the team. So we'll just go through a few techniques on conflict management. So mediation techniques, we'll start with this one. So parties who cannot negotiate together effectively may bring a mediator to facilitate the negotiation process. Mediation is defined as the intervention in a standard negotiation or conflict, or an acceptable third party who has limited or no authoritative decision-making power, but who assists the involved parties in voluntarily reaching the mutual acceptable settlement of issues in the dispute. So let's just talk about the stages of mediation. So the first stage is you have a separate meeting. So it's the first contact you have with the parties. Then the second stage is a joint meeting. So you hear the issues, the mediator generally brings the parties together and invites them to put forward their side of the story during the period of uninterrupted times. Then you will explore the issues. Mediation is about be encouraging the communication between the parties, promoting understanding and empathy of changing their perceptions, and then building and running agreement. The mediator will encourage and support both sides, ensure that the solution and agreements are workable, and record any agreements reached. And then you've got to close the mediation. Once an agreement has been reached, the mediator will bring the meeting to a close, provide a copy of the agreement and statement of these involved, and explain their responsibilities for the implementation. So let's just go over an example just to explain it. So just say, I will have a separate meeting with Kate, who has an issue with Jeff and believes that he speaks down to her and uses inappropriate language. And then I'll have a separate meeting with Jeff, who believes that Kate has attitude issues and always rolls her eyes at him. So then after I have the separate meetings, I will bring you both together to discuss their side of the stories and the issues that they have with each other, but we'll do this without interruption. They hear both sides of the story and then we encourage them to get an agreement. And then so the agreement could be Kate states she only has the attitude because of the way Jeff speaks to her, and Jeff agrees to speak clearly in a better manner to Kate. Kate agrees to listen and stop rolling her eyes at him. As this agreement is reached, I bring the meeting to a close and provide a copy of the agreed statement and explain their responsibilities or its implementation. So that's an example using you guys of that. The next technique we'll talk about is negotiation. I'll just give you an understanding of what negotiation is. So negotiation is a dialogue between two or more parties intended to reach an understanding or agreement, resolve points of difference to gain advantage for an individual or collective, or to craft outcomes to satisfy various interests. And each party will obviously have their own goals and agenda in the negotiation process. So let's see if we can just do an example now to negotiate a work issue. So let's just say mobile phone usage.
Mobile phone usage has been a pretty big problem with you, Kate. You seem to be on it not only in your personal breaks but during work time also. Hence why I speak down to you and in an aggressive manner, because you don't seem to get the picture. So collectively we need to come to a conclusion so this can stop.
So what do you suggest?
I suggest that you probably leave your personal mobile phone at home or in your car before you enter the workplace. Because as I have asked you on numerous occasions prior to this, the message doesn't seem to get through to you at all.
I believe that I should be able to use my personal mobile phone on my breaks and lunch breaks. So if we could come to an agreement that maybe I leave my mobile phone locked in my drawer and I only use it during my personal breaks and lunch breaks.
I haven't got an issue if you're using your personal items during your personal time, but as long as you're happy to now formally conclude that this conversation is over and you're going to deal with that, I'm happy.
Yeah, as long as I can use my mobile phone in my personal breaks, then I'm happy.
It's fine.
All right, perfect. So that's good negotiation because of you start off with a strong point saying that she can't use a mobile phone at all, but then we negotiate down that she can use it in her work breaks. So it's a perfect way of using the techniques. So now I'll just go on to the conflict management procedures within the workplace. So we've got harassment policy, which is in place. Harassment can be a source of conflict, and we have a legal responsibility to provide a harassment-free workplace. Also in place is an informal complaint process. So just say you've got the complaint process involves discussing the issue with an immediate supervisor to collaboratively understand and resolve workplace issues with co-workers or supervisors. The policy and procedure can be found on the workplace intranet if needed further information. Also another step that is in place if it's further in a major issue is a formal complaint process. And this can be done written or oral complaint, and you can submit this to your manager or higher up is in the HR department, who will then conduct investigation about the complaint. So there are all the procedures we discussed today. So I'll just say, however, don't forget the techniques we learned here today. Some great conflict management tips to remember is present and maintain a professional attitude, control stress and tension at work, and avoid politics and egos. All right, thank you for the training session.